here. How will we find Ibn Ziyad? He said, go to the body that smells the worst. That will be the body of Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad was famous during his life. He used to wear a bag of musk. Musk is an atom. He used to wear it on himself. He liked to smell good. But when he died, he smelled so bad that this bag couldn't even mask the smell. This is the trade. Muslim ibn Ali traded that way. Ibn Ziyad traded that way. Maysam al-Tammar was in Kufa. Ibn Ziyad said to him, denounce Amir al-Mu'mineen. He said, no. What will you do to me? He said, I will crucify you. Amir al-Mu'mineen had already pre-told Maysam that Maysam, one day Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, he will say to you to denounce me. If you do not, he will cut off your hands and feet and he will hang you on this date tree. When Maysam found out which tree it was, every day he would come to that tree, he would water it. And he would pray next to it. And he'd say, what a great tree you are, that I am going to be hanged on you for my love of my Mawla Amir al-Mu'mineen. Maysam al-Tammar, do you know who he was? He was a Persian slave that was freed by Amir al-Mu'mineen. Yet because he traded with Allah for the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen, when we go to Kufa, we go to the grave of Maysam al-Tammar, and what do we say to Allah? Allah, for the sake of Maysam, look at us. On the 13th of Muharram, when Imam s.a.w. came to bury the bodies of the Shuhada of Karbala, the Bani Asad who were there, they came to Imam s.a.w. and they said, we want to show you a phenomenon. He said, what is it? They said, there is a body buried somewhere here in the sand. That ever since this body is here, there is a strong smell of perfume. There is a strong smell that is very beautiful. We want to know what it is here. What is this piece of land? That ever since this body is here, this perfume, this fragrance is here. Is it the angels who have come to pour rose water? Is it the heavenly scent that they have brought with them and poured on this land? Imam s.a.w. said, where is this bit that you're talking about? They said, it's over there. Imam s.a.w. looked and said, yes. That is where the body of Joan, the black slave of my father Hussein is. Black slave from Africa by the name of Joan traded everything he had on the day of Ashura when he wanted to introduce himself. You know, in Arabic warfare, whoever went to the battlefield had to introduce themselves. For instance, when Ali Akbar went to the battlefield, he said, I am the son of Hussein, the son of Ali, the son of the Holy Prophet, the son of Fatima. When Joan went, he thought to himself, I am a black slave. If I say to them who my father is, they will not recognize. If I say who my mother is, they will not recognize. I am just a black slave. So how do I introduce myself? He said, Amiri Hussain ibn Ali. He traded with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Karbala was the biggest trading platform on this earth. Umar ibn Sa'd was at Karbala. Hur ibn Yazid I was at Karbala. Yet look at Hur, how clever he was. In the shortest amount of time, he traded with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Umar ibn Sa'd went to Karbala, killed Imam Hussain for the government of rain. He denied Imam Hussain water. Imam Hussain did a prayer. He said, Allahumma qatalhu atshana. May Allah kill you thirsty. Umar ibn Sa'd, after the events of Karbala, not only did he not go to rain, but also whatever amount of water he used to drink, his thirst would not be enough. He wouldn't be thirsty. Yet Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi, up to 1 hour before the war started, just 1 hour before the war started, he was inside of the enemy. Had he not turned back for 1400 years in Ziyarat Ashura, we would be saying, La'anallahu Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. Like we say, La'anallahu Umar ibn Sa'd wa Shimra. Is that not true? But he traded with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 1 hour he turned around and he came to the door of Imam Hussain. And in his heart, he knew that this is the son of Ali. This is the son of Fatima. He knew that Hussein would forgive him. And Imam Hussain, when Hur came to him, Imam Hussain did not even have to say to him, Hur, I forgive you. All he said to him was, Hur, irfa ras. Hur, hold your head up high. You are at the door of Hussain. That meant do not even ask for forgiveness, for you are free. This is what happens, my brothers and sisters, when you trade with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, tomorrow night, if I am alive, we will conclude this topic, inshallah. 3 days had passed since the wedding of Hazrat Zainab and Abdullah ibn Ja'far. Kulthum said, now that 3 days had passed, let me go and check on Zainab and see how she is doing. She entered the house of Abdullah. She heard the sound of crying coming from the house. When she walked in, she saw Lady Zainab was crying. My dear sister, you are a bride. 3 days has gone since your wedding. What is wrong? She said, my beloved sister Kulthum, it is 3 days I have not seen Hussain. I am missing Hussain so much. Kulthum ran to the house of Hussain. She walked into the room, she saw Imam Hussain was sat in the room. He was crying. Ya Mawla Hussain, what has happened? Kulthum, it is 3 days I have not seen Zainab. Allahu Akbar. Kulthum said, Ya Hussain, I was just at the house of Zainab. She said that she is missing you terribly. Imam Hussain said, I will go and see her this afternoon. When he went to the house of Abdullah in the afternoon, he walked in as if Zainab was asleep. He said, I don't want to wake her up, it is the afternoon, let her sleep. But from the window, the sun was shining in on the face of Zainab. He said, I cannot see my beloved sister suffering in the heat so much. So he had the cloak that was from Halab. It was a very nice cloak. He took it off to put it on the face of Zainab so the sun would not hit her. When he was doing this, Hazrat Zainab woke up. She looked at Imam Hussain. She said, my dear Hussain, what are you doing? He said, Zainab, the sun is shining. I want to put my cloak on your face so the sun would not harm you. She said, my brother, thank you very much. Inshallah, one day I will repay the favor. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. That day came on the 10th of Muharram. Zainab came into the battlefield. She saw the body of Hussain lying under the sun. She remembered that day in Medina when Hussain came to the house of Abdullah. She said, Hussain, I will repay the favor. But then she said, Hussain, I don't know how I can keep this vow. Because you know, if you make a vow, you have to keep it. It is wajib. She said, Hussain, I don't know when I make that vow that I will repay the favor. How can I keep this vow? Because I do not have a cloak. Not only do I not have a cloak, Hussain, I do not have a veil. I do not have a chador to put on your body. So what can I do? She did the only thing that she could do. She did one thing that no one else had done in the world. She bent over, she picked up the body of Hussain, and she put her lips on the severed veins on the neck of Imam Hussain. In the Khasasiyat of Zainabiyya, it is narrated in there that Abdullah ibn Ja'far said, when Zainab was making her will to me, she said, Abdullah, before you come to bury me, I want you to do me a favor. My dear Zainab, whatever you want. He said, Abdullah, when I pass away from this world, I want you to take my body and place it under the sun for 3 days. Why Zainab? Because Abdullah, you were not at Karbala. You did not see the body of Hussain was lying on the sands of Karbala for 3 days. Allah فسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون يا رب الحسين حق الحسين اشف صدر الحسين بظهور الحجة يا رب الحجة حق الحجة اشف صدر الحجة بظهور الحجة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.